Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Talking Time in the Six. How's it going tonight, everybody? It's good to be back. Good to be back. Gonna check the audio like I always do at the beginning. Switch. Alright, let's see. Microphone. Microphone. Oops. Microphone. Hang on. We need audio to be default. Okay. Oh, it's coming from the TV. That's what it is. Now I know it's fine. Alright. Okay. Told y'all I would have the camera a little different next time, which I do. Any comments? Uh, what the heck? Okay, there we go. I've already checked it. I've already checked it. Why does it keep coming up on the TV when I? Okay, testing. Testing. Where did that come from? Okay, there's no way that this can still be echoing. Let's see. Can you turn that down on your phone? Can you turn that down on your phone? Weird. Okay, I don't know where it's coming from. Weird. Coming from the surround sound. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's exactly what it was. The surround sound was on, everybody. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm getting frustrated. Alright. Now we're here. Let's see. Can I hear myself? Yep. Alright, I can hear myself. And alright, here we go. Sorry about that, y'all. Alright, we're back and who's here? If you want to let a comment, we got the audio going. I see there's 4 of y'all. Smash that like on the way in, please. We're gonna go just until 8 o'clock tonight, cause me and Leslie got stuff we gotta do. But I promised I was gonna go live tonight, so I didn't wanna break my promise. So that's what I'm here for. We got a Q&A tonight. If anybody wants to ask any questions, I'm here. I'm down for it. Um, I've done a documentary or like a review on this girl that was in a wheelchair that had Martin by Proxen or something like that, and she also I know her name endlessly. She also killed her mother, which is called matricide. As Leslie just said, her name is Gypsy Rose. I've done a documentary or a review on her first season of the when she was in the wheelchair, where it goes to show you everything what had happened, right? Well, now fast forward, she had gotten X amount of years, and now fast forward, she's out on parole. So now they have gone and made a episode, and you're not gonna believe it, but the documentary they're making of her when she got out is actually called Life After Lockup. So I'm not sure if it's with the Life After Lockup brand or what, but I'll look more into that. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it's like a Life After Lockup just for her because it was such a big news thing. Yeah, this was wild. Like her mother literally made her look go in a wheelchair, pretend she was in a wheelchair, had a house bought for them, wheelchair accessible. She would tell people her kid had cancer and shave her kid's head, and like even a G tube. She made her kid have a G tube and feeding her through a G tube. This lady was sick, man, in the head, and her boyfriend that she ended up meeting on the internet ended up coming and killing the mom for her. And if you haven't seen it, it's a crazy story. It's called I think the first one's called the documentary is called like The Art or something like that. Um but it's pretty crazy. Like check out the documentary on my channel and it'll let you know about like the first original documentary more. And I'm going to do a review on the Life After Lockup season. There's only been one episode so far. We've watched the first episode, and I guess it's gonna come out weekly. So I'll watch each episode and relay my opinion. Okay. So we got 6 people. Who's all up in here? If you're new, smash that like. If you're new, don't be shy. Let me know your name and where you're from. Um, that's what we do here on the lives. You know, I know a lot of people usually go live and like they have their own certain way what they do. They have a topic or whatever they do. Me, I usually come on here and go live and talk to my subscribers. I usually have conversations with y'all, answer your questions. So if we don't have many questions or if the audience doesn't talk, then it's kind of hard for me to interact with you guys, right? So I'll give it a couple minutes, see if anyone else comes. We got 6 people. Anyone have any questions? We got lots of stuff that we're working on. From now on, what I'll do is on the next live, I'll pick a topic and I'll stick to that topic. Mike O'Mara, what's up, bro? New to the chat and live. All right, all right. Good to see you, man. Welcome, welcome to welcome to the live chat. Welcome to the channel. We got so many different things that you can check out if you're a fan of true crime and the prison genre and you know hip hop and stuff like that. The shorts are more hip hop oriented. We do gang stuff. My personal story about being incarcerated for most of my youth and a lot of my adult life. So I've been in a lot of different places, and so I tell a lot about my own story. And then there's a lot of interviews too with a lot of dudes from the U.S., some from Canada, one guy from the UK. We probably have at least 50 different interviews with different types of people, like mostly ex convicts, but we also have rappers. I've done a few rappers, even a rapper that's still in there at this moment, guys that are locked up at the moment. Free Wicket, shout out Free Wicket. He actually highlighted me in his magazine last November. It's a hip hop slash art, like tattoo art, you know, hip hop oriented, jail oriented magazine, right? Um, so I was really excited to be featured in that. Weavy, what up, brother? Big Weavy in the house. Just listening in, bro. Hope you're well. Oh, it's good to see you, man. I'm glad you're listening in. Yeah, I'm well, bro. You know, we can only do what we do, right? You know what I mean? Like whatever in our own life, whatever we're going through in our own life, you know what I'm saying, on our shoulders, we can't let that affect the people that come on here for entertainment, the people that come on here to watch us. It's like that's their maybe plan for the night. Maybe their evening is planned out that they want to go watch this show. And so you got to continue to make that content no matter what goes on in my own life. I don't care. I got to keep pushing and I'm just going to keep making content and so that my viewers have content to watch. Like you guys can see we got almost 1,000 videos now, right? Me too, brother. Doing hold on. Whoops. Me too, bro. Doing good. About to go sleep in an hour and back up at 12:30. Okay. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. After the live, I'm gonna go eat, and then I'm gonna watch a show with my girl, and then I probably edit a bunch of stuff. You know, there's a bunch of videos that I gotta put out still. Um, the one I told you guys the other day, last time I was live, I had told you guys that I have a video of me showing y'all my apartment, right? Well, that video, I still have that video filmed already. I just gotta upload it and do like the description and the thumbnail and all that. So that will come out probably, I'd say tomorrow. I'm gonna work on that tomorrow to make sure I get that full video out for y'all. So that way tomorrow you'll probably have maybe 4 or 5 shorts and a full video of the apartment tour. Okay, and then I'll also film a story so that way for the following day we can have content to be uploaded for a story or something because I know y'all missing a story time, so I got to do a story. Sup, Weave Master? Weavy, I've been binge watching Tyler Henry on Netflix. Okay. Yeah, Netflix is having some wild documentaries lately, hasn't it? There was this guy named the Jinx that I watched season of the Jinx. Man, that guy was crazy. This billionaire dude that was like bodying his best friend and bodied his no, his bodied his best friend who was a female. And then this guy just had bodies, period. This guy was just anyone that got in his way or found out what was going on, this guy was having it covered up left and right. And at the end, he was just this little old man, right? And he's a billionaire, and he's like getting ready to flee the country, and he's like getting all his stuff packed, and little old suitcase and everything. You see the FBI walk in the hotel, and he's just sitting there, and it's like, damn, this little old dude was like another hour or two, this guy would have been gone forever in a country where you can't bring them back. GD, Reeve, I check you later for sure if you're you're on and chilling. Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. I know you guys get those late nights, man. Those late night streams. It's good. It's good for people that want to stay up late. But there's so much going on in the world now. YouTube's amazing for information. You know what I mean? For sure, we don't need cable no more. Like with the apps we got nowadays. I don't even know how these cable companies stay in business, to tell you the truth. It's like everyone watches on apps. Into six, you into afterlife type stuff? Yeah, yeah, I'm into the afterlife type stuff. I've been researching all kinds of stuff, like how the government in the U.S. had mentioned that they were like covering up the alien UFO crashes and just all the Antarctica stuff and the afterlife stuff is um like I believe there's an afterlife. Yes, I believe there's a higher power. Um I believe in the one God theory, right? But what I'm starting to think is that how is everything like work out? Like when we were in school, they had told us about like certain things, like 9 planets, right? But then I find out there's so many more planets, and like I find out there's galaxy, and like there's just so much stuff out there that I didn't know about. And the more I dig into it, it seems like the more stuff I find out, like about that CERN, that place called CERN, where they have the longest underground tunnel, underground machine, and this thing makes atoms, literally atoms or whatever, neutrons go at the speed of light and then end up smashing into each other to try to see what happens. It's like they're trying to research too much stuff and they're trying to open up portals. Like I've heard crazy stuff like that. Like, oh, now they're trying to say that, like, okay, if there's a certain places in the world that literally have portals that you can go into and then end up somewhere else in the world. This is the kind of stuff I'm hearing in 2024. And it sounds like a sci-fi movie, or it sounds like people are all on heavy drugs, or it sounds like people have lost their marbles, right? The more answers, the more questions. Right. Exactly, Weavy. And it's like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like the Mars thing and then the moon and Elon Musk. Like I've been keeping up, trying to keep up on as much stuff as I can, right? But it gets to be so much. Like these guys are military pilots and government people, government high government officials, and like um, dudes that have been in the military, and like they don't want to lose their name and lose their reputation. These guys are serious people that have a big reputation, and so when these guys are the type of people telling us that, oh, Area 51, this is where they're re-engineering or reverse engineering UFOs and crafts and talking to us about different beings, and it's like, whoa. So then I watched this thing called The Ray of Light, and it's this documentary. It was a 3-part documentary on Tubi. It was for free. But then he also has this app that you can get, and it's more in depth. That it's like an app from their community that has all kinds of more stuff on there. And then there's another one called Gia that has like 8,000 videos on there, all explaining all kinds of this stuff that we've been taught from the very beginning, the wrong stuff. Like they were teaching us stuff from the very beginning to try to keep us stupid, to try to keep our mind down here so that way we can never overpower the billionaire elites. Like they don't want us to get smart. They don't want us to know that you can run uh, motors with like somehow if you do certain things to motors like Tesla found out, and then he's gone after, but I mean he had found out that you could run on like quantum coils or quantum machines, quantum computers and stuff, that you could actually run motors with water or something like that, or you didn't need gasoline, and there was different ways to have energy where you didn't need all this paying all these crazy electrical bills, because there was actually energy that you could harness without having to pay. Like there's just so much stuff, and it just digs so deep with like this new telescope, that James Webb telescope now that's out. They're finding so much stuff out there, right? It's wild. Like I need somebody to come on the podcast and talk to me so we can shoot our ideas back and forth. I've driven past Area 51 probably 10 times or so growing up in Nevada, driving from Vegas to Reno. Area 51 isn't the scary thing. It's all the small little towns in between that looks like hills have eyes, people. You don't want to risk falling over to get gas or a bite to eat and keep driving. Yeah, for sure. For sure. But it's like supposedly there's underground facilities, and not just Area 51, it's in the Antarctica. They have like bases in mountains, stuff that we don't know about. Like Japan and China have underground cities that are all prepared with the like electrical wiring and everything for like houses underneath, so if anything ever happened, they can just like X amount of people can just move underneath the ground. Like these are what people are preparing for. And then old school bunkers and stuff. They're like fixing them up to war bunkers from our war where we used to store our weapons. They've literally been converting these into luxury fallout shelter type things that people can live in if anything happens. So it's pretty freaky. It feels like something's gonna happen. It almost feels like everything's in 2024. It's getting pretty dark, and when I mean dark, I mean dark humor. I mean a lot of stuff's coming out in the media that we've kind of known for years, but it's coming out full force and heavy. And it seems like a lot of stuff more is going to happen. It seems like we're going to find out about crazy things that we have thought that don't exist, that only exist in sci-fi movies. Seems like we're going to be finding out a lot more of this stuff. I feel like this is just the tip of the iceberg. I feel like some stuff's going to happen, and there's going to be no coming back from it. Like if you see the video I made about them in the 2020 Commonwealth Games, them worshiping the bull and all that, if you know anything about the Bible, then you know that times are pretty much coming to an end. And after the Antichrist dude rises up to take over and has one global currency, we'll have pretty much 7 years after that. That's the revelation, like hypothesis, or this is the 7 years after the Antichrist rises up and gets everybody to have one currency, then it's 7 years from then is when I guess the like the knights are supposed to come down from heaven and fight. It's supposed to be like a evil and good war, the battle, the biggest battle of good and evil. That kind of stuff you never know. Like I've also had people tell me, "Oh, you could be in a simulation, like because we've got so far advanced. Like think about when our parents were born and our grandparents were born. They didn't even have technology, right? They didn't have all this kind of crazy stuff, quantum computers, all this. They barely had TV. They had black and white radios and stuff, you know? And from our grandparents to our parents, we really didn't get that much more advanced, you know? Like we went from Pixel Nintendo when I was like a little kid, my mom, and Duck Hunt. And then now, fast forward 2024, we got like this is too much virtual reality. You're having it where augmented reality, they're projecting holograms into our real world. And then we have virtual reality where we put the thing on and we go into it. But I'd say in another by 2050, it's not going to need no goggles to go into this virtual reality thing because they're already trying to put Neuralink things in people's heads to try to help them, right? Try to help them control the computer with their mind. Well, if you think about it, my father was quadriplegic and he always wanted to like, oh, I want to freeze myself so if anything ever happens, I can come back type of thing. Well, think about it. If he was quadriplegic and they had that Neuralink thing, my father would have volunteered for that. He would have been like, "Yeah, no problem. Sign me right up." For real. He was dying waiting for something like that to come out. He was dying for it to come out. He wanted it to come out so bad. He would have bought it for real. And he wasn't a big computer guy, but he would have done that to be able to do things. And then they say like your prosthetic limbs because he was quadriplegic. So I wonder he already had one leg cut off from the knee down from a blood infection. So I wonder if that were to happen and you get two prosthetic limbs and you have the Neuralink, can the Neuralink communicate with the prosthetic limbs to be able to walk? Now these are the type of things that they're saying is going to be able to happen. They're saying that with this 3D printing is so far advanced with these superior AIs, like these quantum computer AIs, with the 3D printing, it's so precise. Supposedly, they can print livers and print kidneys, 3D print organs. That blows my mind. Like, they're 3D printing organs? Okay, we gotta slow down here. Like, is this real? Is this a real thing we're gonna be able to do in the next 5 years? Because every time they show us something, you know that they've already done it. That they're telling us it's going to come out in 2 years, it's already got it. They're just testing it and making sure that they know everything about it before we do. Ben Rich from Lockheed Skunk Works said we already have tech that you couldn't imagine 200 years from now. Exactly, bro. It's got to the point where it's almost like a they said aliens exist, so I'm thinking it's almost like they finally reverse engineered the craft and then or maybe the alien people human or alienoid people or whatever, maybe they gave them the high technology what we have because we went from cell phones that are huge. Like literally, my dad's first cell phone was like huge, but it wasn't like huge, like a screen huge. It was like fat. Like the back of it had a huge fat battery on it, like this. And then it was like you pull the antenna out, big huge fat thing, like and flip it down, like hello, like what? So we went from that in 25 years to basically people and AIs are going to be one? Like, are we, people are saying, oh, your cell phone is a part of you. They're making it so our cell phone has everything, all our info. Eventually, they're going to make it so there's no more cash. They would love it if I didn't have anything and everything I owned was on this thing. All my DVDs, all my CDs, all my video games, they want it all on here. They don't want me to own anything physical. Because if you own things physical, it's gonna hold you and make you. Like okay, if you have nothing physical to hold yourself there, you're gonna easier take off and go somewhere else. But if you have physical stuff holding you, it's gonna be a lot harder to do if you have so much stuff you have to take with you, right? So for an example, if you had nothing holding you back, you could easily go to Mars or you could easily go and further their agenda and do things that they want you to do. You could go and do tests or you could go into a simulation and test out this theory. Now you think, well, I don't want to give up everything I already own. Well, you can go into the simulation and you can own these things just as easy. And this is what they're trying to get us to do, I think. I think honestly they're trying to get us to put everything we have into a simulation and eventually Elon Musk I think is going to make something big enough where they're already making avatars and all that, right? They want to make a space where people can go in there and interact like a virtual reality, but picture a virtual reality that you can't see and you can't notice that it's virtual reality. That's what they want to get to. They want to get to the point where we don't know the difference between virtual reality or reality. And the headset won't even be a headset that goes over your eyes. It'll be a little tiny thing that clicks to your, you know? I don't know, guys. I'm talking crazy right now. This is a little bit of a conspiracy theory slash hypothesis slash prediction. But things are happening very quickly and we have to keep our eyes open. We got to be ready, guys. We got to be ready. And you know what? We're going to want to have guys like us, leaders. We're going to need a lot of leaders and we're going to need a lot of people to stick to their way of thinking and we're going to need a lot of people to not follow along with this criteria with this antichrist crap of trying to end the world and all that. Exactly. They leak out a little technology at a time to not make the world panic. Yeah, exactly. And evil soldiers are among us on Earth. Yeah, I believe that true, bro. Just normal humans that were chosen to fight that battle. Oh yeah, I believe that too. I honestly believe I honestly believe that God and the devil are constantly fighting back and forth with people's soul or people's inside. Like, when you have something telling you to be bad and then you're like have a conscience and want to be good and you don't really want to do this bad stuff, but yet constantly nagging at you to do this bad stuff. That is the devil and God trying to like, God wants you to be with him and devil wants you to be with him. So they're both every day is a struggle to be good or bad. It's your choice. You could be a psychopath bad person and wake up tomorrow and decide to be a great person and decide to, you know what, I don't want that bad life no more. Because honestly, I did it. I was a bad person. I'm not a great person, but back in the day, I was the type of person that you did not want to know. I was an evil person. I was no remorse, ruthless, and just straight bad person. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't care about hurting people. I wouldn't think twice about hurting someone physically. It's just nowadays, you know what I mean? I'm not like that. Like, it would take a lot for me to want to fight someone nowadays. Like, if they were in front of me, they would probably have to hit me first. There's probably a couple words that they could say that might trigger me, like the goof word or whatever, maybe a few different things in front of my face. If they were literally to disrespect me to that point, then I would probably end up swinging. But I mean, if someone's just like whistling at my girlfriend on the street, I'm not gonna end up going beat them up and go to jail over it. Like, there's certain things like, if someone's trying to hurt me or hurt my family or hurt my girl, obviously I'll protect them, right? But back in the day, if someone even looked at me weird or like give me a screw face or something, you know what I mean? Or like, yo, what's up? Well, what? Like, and then it's like right from there, and then next thing you know, you end up fighting, right? And that's not fucking cool. Like, jail ain't cool. Jail was not fun. Um, Violence is not anything to be glorified. Like, basically, when I was in there, when I would fight, it would be for a reason. Like, I would only fight if somebody was trying to do something to me. If I had to like show my like heart. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't taking my shit. Like, I'm gonna fight for mine type thing, right? So if you hear a lot of my fight stories on the channel, you'll realize that, you know, yeah, I have done a lot of bad things and I have fought a lot. Yes, I've won a few fights and I've lost a few fights. You know what I mean? But in my lifetime, that's all I had. And that's all I had was my name to be proud of. And like, where I come from, your name in the streets means everything. And for me to go through everything I went through and, make it out and, still have my name and still have all that respect and everything like that, a lot of people have passed away that knew me back in the day, but then there's those a lot of people that still know me from back in the day, that they know who I am and they know who that person is. They know that reputation. That reputation, they'll never forget it. That's a legend in Toronto, that in their eyes, the people I grew up around, people who I made a big impact on their lives, and I know who those people are. If you're one of those people out there in Ontario, Canada, and Toronto, or even GTA, and I'm just one of those people that you won't forget. You know what I mean? Um, not trying to like brag in any way or make myself look cool or anything like that, guys. I'm just trying to say, like, I was a really bad person, and so people probably remember me as, oh yeah, that guy was mean, that guy was crazy, that guy was ruthless, that guy was you know a herder, that guy was a bad person. You know what I mean? But I don't want to be remembered like that, bro. That's why when I turned my life around and I got out, I gonna do this YouTube channel and I'm gonna tell people my stories to try to get people to understand that there's a better life out there. It ain't all about proving yourself to your gang, and it ain't all about trying to be the cool one and trying to be the hard one and trying to be about that life and all that, right? That's one way ticket to death or jail. Okay? That's all that is. And then you listen to these rappers your whole life and then you find out that these guys are phony and they're just freaks, freaking off, and all this shit, weird shit. And that really bugs me because it's like, you know what? I respected that lifestyle and I fucking looked up to these, icons that I listened to back in the day, and I wanted to be like them. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be like them. I wanted to be like my dad, who was also a criminal. My dad would wear the suits and, try to drive the cars and be cool and all that. Because, like, back in the day, it was a little different. Uh, my grandfather and my dad's generation, they would wear like the suits to try to be cool. And eventually it does come back. Once you become a millionaire or whatever, yeah, you're gonna rock a nice suit. But back then they wore the suits to try to be like gangsters, you know? You'll see in The Godfather and like all those movies back in the day, they would wear suits and stuff like that. Money clips, ties and all that, fedoras. Um, at my dad's first wedding when he was 21, he had a white fedora hat, top hats, and all his younger brothers. Long story short, it's like life is too short. I've seen so much death. I've seen so much hate and hurt. Um, I don't have a normal life. And like I was saying to my girl earlier, I wish I could have been normal. I honestly do. I wish I could have been normal. And I wish that I'm normal like everybody else is. Like when they have a normal life, I honestly wish I could have been normal like that. And when I say normal, I mean like people think they had a bad life because this happened to them or that happened to them. And I ain't knocking on it or saying you didn't have a bad life. I'm just saying people that think that they had a really bad life, honestly, you had one or two things happen to you and it's not that bad. You need to look at someone else's life, like mine, and then realize, holy fuck, my life really isn't that bad. Okay? And the only people that I can look at like that and say, oh my God, I wish I was, thank God I'm not like that, is people doing life in jail. Because that's really as bad as it could get, right? So me personally, doing over 10 years already, it's like, okay, so what's the next step? The next step is life, right? So if I kept going down that road, I was either going to get killed or I was going to end up killing somebody, you know? And so thank God that I decided to friggin' change my life. And you know what? I thought I'd do drugs until the day I died. I honestly used to tell everybody, and I would tell my friends, I would tell my family. I would say, you know what? I don't care. I'm gonna die a drug addict. I'm gonna die, doing oxys, and I'm gonna die fucking shooting up, shooting needles in my arms. And that's hard to admit. I don't ever like to say that, and it's disgusting. But you know what? When I was fucking seriously on those drugs, man, I was on heavy drugs, and for like 5 years probably, I was totally just like that's all I cared about. I didn't care about a girlfriend. I didn't care about my family. I didn't care about money. I didn't care about any other drug. I didn't care about nothing but and if I money was just the pills. Money was just a means to get more heroin or more oxys or anything that would make you not sick, Dilatas, whatever, whatever. You know what I mean? An opioid. So, you know, that shit is so hard to quit. It's like almost like I would say like alcohol. They get the shakes, it's bad. So once you quit that, like I'm gonna say I'm gonna be a people get out and they want to be an advocate for people that are locked up. That's what I want to do. I want to be there for people that are locked up, for people that get out that are locked up, that had the same sort of life. Be there for addicts that are recovering. Be there for addicts that are still using, that can see me and say, holy shit, you know what? If this guy was doing that shit and had track marks all the way up his arms and hands and everywhere else, and now he doesn't, then maybe there is a little bit of hope for me. You know what I mean? Maybe there's a little bit of hope for me because this guy that used to wear hoodies in the summer so people wouldn't see his arms now has tattoos in those spots to remember the pain. See? Used to go like this all the way down, three lines, all the way down, three lines, all the way down, all the way up my fucking hands, both hands. I have no veins, right? That's from being a drug addict, a recovered drug addict. that doesn't do it no more. Even in my wrists, my right here and here, anywhere I could do it, anywhere I could find it, anywhere I could flag a little bit of blood, flag that little bit of blood, and then I would know I'm good to go. And you know what? I still struggle to this day. That shit is like the devil. It's always at the back of your mind, like it's always there. And I'm telling you, you'll never get rid of it. It's always going to be a little thing in the back of your mind. Like having a bad day, it's okay. You can come hang out. Like you got the devil on your shoulder telling you, you can come hang out with me. Don't worry. I got room for you. Remember me? Remember all the good times we had? Eddie, what up, bro? Just jumped in. Question. I've been wanting to ask you, what's your favorite Mario game amongst all Nintendo systems? Oh god. I would have to say probably to pinpoint down to like one Mario game, probably be like um the Super Mario RPG. And they recently just came out with a remake of it on Nintendo Switch. Paper Mario, Super Mario RPG, and Yoshi's Island for Super Nintendo. And yeah, I love them all though. Like Mario 3, the original Mario 3, where he first got the tail to fly. Those are like the classics I love. I'll always love those so much. But as the graphics went better and better and the years went on, it was just like I love all Mario games, you know. Um I'm trying to collect every Mario game ever made. I have a lot, but there's so many damn Mario games. But yeah, I have a lot of Mario games. Um, Super Mario RPG is a classic. Yeah, bro. George, what's up, family? Mario 3, fave of all time. Nice. Thanks for that question, Hot Sauce. Shout out to Hot Sauce 7018 70818. Hot Sauce. I love my hot sauce. Gotta love that hot sauce. After the live, I'm gonna go and put some hot sauce on my taco. Actually, to tell you the truth. Yeah, it's a crazy world, guys. Crazy world we live in, man. Crazy world. So I want to start going live a lot more because I want more people to show up. You know what I mean to the lives. Like I can see hot sauces come in now around George and Elwood, but I want to start getting like Muffin Man and all them dudes to come back around to the live. So I'm gonna start going live a lot more, guys. So remember, keep the notification on because I'm gonna start going live a lot. If you're new here, um, there's all kinds of different stuff. This isn't how the show always is. There's all kinds of different things that we do here. We put out music the odd time. We do interviews. We do collabs with other people. You know, there's just so much stuff that we do here. Shorts, but it's all in the area of the genre of like true crime, rap and hip hop, and gang. So like jail, prison, gangs, hip hop, rap, true crime. My own personal stories of lockup, my own personal stories of things that I've been convicted on. Can't tell you all the good stories that I got away with because I'm not fucking stupid. Like, you know, I'm not like these people that go and do crimes and put them on the internet. I'm done with crime. But like if it was back in the day, I was talking to my homie and we were like talking. I was talking to my girl about it too. Like we didn't want to be friggin' filmed. Like I was talking to Sticks the other day on the last live. We didn't want to be filmed. Like me and my homies, like when we are at parties and this and that, we had like cameras that you would take pictures of like you and your homie and him and his girl. But we'd take pictures and it would be like then you'd have to go get them developed. Right? So it was like It wasn't like someone just filmed you quick and caught you doing stuff, right? Or filmed you quick, or I don't know. It was just a lot different back then. We had pagers and we'd use payphones a lot. I'd always use payphones for a lot of stuff because they couldn't track payphones or they couldn't like bug payphones. There was just so much stuff back in the day. We used to get paranoid and shit. We're all drug dealers back in the day. You know, I started selling drugs at 12, 13 years old, selling weed, and then it went on and on, right? From there. But it's like we were worried, like we didn't want uh, you know, phones getting tapped or like, oh, what are you doing with the camera? You're trying to get me booked? Like you a rat, you an arc? Like, you know what I mean? That's what it was like, bro. So I don't know. It was a little different back then, bro. And like nowadays, everybody's on film. Everything's being filmed. Everything's being recorded. I feel like we're in a damn movie 24/7. Like there's nothing that isn't being filmed nowadays. So on that being said, there's so much stuff that I gotta do. Just know that I'm nonstop and like you guys are gonna see it nonstop this summer. I'm going on the grind, man. Every day I gotta have something out. Every day I gotta have something. Okay? If it's just a short, that's just that's not the greatest day, but at least it's something. You know what I mean? But yeah, I got that house tour coming out, so look forward to that. Just gotta make a thumbnail for that. So that'll be out tomorrow. I'll end up making a thumbnail tonight. And yeah, it's 8 o'clock. Said I'd go until 8. We're gonna go back through the list and shout out everybody that was here tonight. As I really appreciate all y'all. Mike O'Mara, thanks for coming. I appreciate you being new to the channel. You know, if you like it, subscribe. Check out the playlists of whatever you like. It's easier to find the stuff you're looking for if you go to the playlist. The playlist will tell you what it is roughly. And yeah. And then we got Weavy. Shout out Big Weavy. Shout out to Elwood. Thanks for coming, guys. Appreciate you and all the ones that didn't comment. I appreciate y'all for showing up and having that view. Maybe next time you'll say hey. That's all good. Get to know us a little bit. It's all part of the family. Once we get to know you, you get a little bit, you know, miss ya. Okay, so endlessly hot sauce and George, the donut destroyer, Mr. Diddy, and Stay Awake TV. Dang, sorry guys. You guys are the best. You know what I'll do? Next time I go live, I'm gonna put a short out like 4 hours before I go live, and then that way people will know that I'm going live at a certain time. So that way people know, and I'll put it in the community as well. All right? Because I don't like people showing up at the end of a live and then not getting to see it. But hey, you can watch it back through. It was a pretty good one. I miss all y'all. I miss Diddy, the Donut Destroyer, all you guys, man. Mr. Muffin Man, Stay Awake TV, all of you. There's so many of you. If I didn't get your name, trust me, because there's 1,300 of you. There's about 300 of you, though, that I really miss, man. So get over here. We'll see you in the next one. I gotta go eat, bro. But tons of content to come in the future, trust me. We're gonna keep doing these lives, alright? Alright. Thank you. Appreciate you. Hit the like, guys. Appreciate it. Then I know people like it when I go live. And let's get these likes up. Let's get these views up and these live hours in. Alright? Alright, man. Kill them with karma. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate you. And yeah. Don't really want to end the live because there's so many of y'all. But there's always another day. So next time when I do go live, like I said, I'll put a short out a few hours before so that way people know and they're ready for it. And I'll put it in the community the day before. It's going to be like an every other day thing. So today's Tuesday, so probably Thursday. Okay? I'll see you in the next. Appreciate each and every one of you. There's 12 people here. Smash that. We'll see a 12 on the likes. And besides that, thank you everybody for coming. And like I said, just as just straight up the truth, I miss all y'all. And that's it. Don't worry, this isn't a only one-time thing. This is gonna be a regular thing again, guys. All right. So I miss y'all. Make sure you tell everybody Eddie's going live again and stuff like that. Next time, I want to see a big turnout, guys. All right, please. Let's get everybody to turn out next time. Let's see like 40 people here. All right. All right.